Hi, it's Kristen. Welcome back. So, I'm 4 days post-op. And let me tell you, man, this is not easy. Um, when my last video, I was 1 day before surgery and I was on the liquid diet because I only had to do it for 24 hours. Well, I get into the hospital the next day. I wasn't supposed to drink anything after midnight, so I didn't. And I wake up the next day, and I'm starving and I'm so thirsty, but I went in without eating anything, and they checked me in, and I went into this, like, I don't know, this room, this holding room or something they're like, you're not gonna stay here. We're just gonna, you know, take some tests. So, but it had two beds and everything. I don't know who they keep there. So anyway, then the bed came along finally after, like, I was there like 2 hours, I think, and my family was there with me, my husband and my daughter and my mom and my sister, and the bed came along and they rolled me to the recovery room, and I hadn't even had my surgery yet. And in the recovery room, they took another blood test. They hooked up the IV that I was going to have in my hand for like 3 days, and they put a little cap on my head to, I guess, keep my hair all in there or something. And then they wheeled me then finally, and I'm there, and on the way to the recovery room where they were going to do this, I was like crying, and the reality started to set in, like, oh shit just got real. This is happening. No turning back now. And when they wheeled me into the operating room, um, I started crying again, and I was trying not to cry, and I got in there, and a lot of activity was going on in there, lots of people getting ready for the surgery, and it was everything. Actually, it was smaller than I expected, I guess because I watch a lot of Grey's Anatomy, and the whole thing was like a Grey's Anatomy episode to me. So I go, I I just lay there. They put the sides down to the bed. I put my arms out like this because I guess they need to access your arms or something. But they just put my arms out to the side, and the one of the nurses from the surgical team that was preparing me before I got in the operating room said that they were going to give me something to calm down on the way there, but they didn't, or something. They didn't give me any kind of anything in the IV. So I get in the room and my heart's pounding and I'm on the table there and I'm like, oh my God, what's going to happen? And they put a mask on my nose and my mouth. And I think it was just a couple of seconds after that I didn't remember anything after that. All I remember is looking up at the lights and that weren't on, the lights that they hadn't turned on yet. They put the mask over my face, and after a few seconds, I don't remember anything. I wake up. I remember waking up in the recovery room, and the first thing that I said when I woke up is they were like, "Kristen, wake up, wake up." So I'm waking up, and I was like, "Ah, I'm alive. Oh my God, I'm alive. Thank God I'm alive. I'm alive." And there was this other nurse, this male nurse that had told me before when I was really worried and upset. He's like, "Don't worry. They've done this thousands of times and you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine." So when I woke up, he was there also. And I was like, "You were right." I was like all emotional. I'm alive and you were right. You were right. That was all like loopy. And then, they're like, "We're going to go get your family. We're going to get your husband and your mom." And I was like, "Okay." I was like, I want my husband. I want my mom. I want my mom." And I was like, and then I saw them and they were, really happy. And they're like, "Hey, how did you do?" They said that it went well. They said that it was a perfect surgery, and they even finished earlier than they thought. And I was really happy. I was just happy, 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 happy. could have been a little, that happiness was coming from the drugs, but I was happy and I wasn't in any pain. And I get to my room where I was going to be for the next couple of days, and I was like, man, this was a good decision. It doesn't really even hurt that much. It doesn't hurt. I feel good. And I'm posting on social media. Actually, I posted on only one group that I'm a part of, a gastric surgery support group on Facebook. I was like, I feel really good. And I took a picture of myself, and I was all happy and everything. I was like, wow, this is a piece of cake. And so my family went home, and the next day, hi baby, the next day was the worst day ever. I couldn't swallow water. They said that I was going to be able to swallow water. Shannon, say hi to the people. Hi. Hi, my daughter.
Huh?
Okay, I'm doing a video. Can you go play? So yeah, the worst day ever. The worst day. I actually thought I was dying. I thought, oh my God, I got happy too soon. It's, I made a mistake. I can't go back. I made this decision. My stomach, more than half of my stomach is gone, and I can never get it back. This is horrible. Like all the worst, scary thoughts. And so this actually happened in the afternoon after my surgery, and I tried to drink some water, and it felt like I swallowed a big fat marble. And they even told me sip really slow, and even if I tried to sip, even if I dipped my tongue in the water and that was my sip, it still hurt. I felt irritation down this way, and my chest started getting all inflamed, and I felt like hotness rising up. Can you please stop that? Thank you. Don't rock my chair. I love you. So my chest was all hot, and I was like, why is this happening? And all right, there we go. I have epilepsy medicine to take because I'm epileptic. So they actually were pumping in one of my meds intravenously the day before, and they tried to get me to take the meds on the second day, but I was not tolerating anything yet going down, so they had to give me an IV. And at this point, I was scared because I was like, crap. If I can't take my anti-seizure meds, I'm going to have a seizure if I miss a dose, and I can't leave the hospital unless I can, what are you doing? Swallow water. So the day went on, my husband and my daughter came to visit me, and I was feeling real bad, like real sick. And I was trying to take, they bring you the stage 2 dinner tray in the hospital, which is a cup of Jell-O, a bowl of broth, some tea if you want to make it like hot water for tea, and a lemon ice, like those ices that Italian ice. And so I tried taking some of that because I thought, okay, maybe it's just water. Maybe I can tolerate something else. So, but nope. Whatever I tried to sip or taste, it would make me want to throw up, and it would feel stuck. And finally, this whole time I'm walking around trying to feel better, but it didn't help. It was awful. And I started hiccuping right away. The hiccups came. It triggered like hiccups. And I guess that's because there was some air in there or something, but I was throwing up like foam. It wasn't anything, it was just foam. It was really weird, frothing, and it would come up and in my mouth, froth. It was just so weird. And then finally I would actually throw up, but like a whole bunch of foam. It was so weird. Shannon. So I went to bed, and my stomach was sore, but my incisions didn't hurt. It was like inside, and nobody told me that I was going to experience this. So I was upset. I was like crying to the nurse. I just want to know that this is normal. I just want to know that this is you know, that I'm okay. I mean, I didn't have a fever. My blood pressure was fine. It's just, it was really irritating. Um,
I'm
basically,
working you cords, Mama.
basically where your diaphragm
Working
is.
you.
Okay, I'm doing a video. Can you please shush for a minute?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shush for me.
Yeah, thanks. So my diaphragm was really irritated. I found out later that was what was hurting me, was that pressure from my, you know, inflamed stomach, because basically they do surgery on you and your body goes into, you know, attack mode. Hey, what did I ask you? I said please be quiet, okay? I need you to be quiet for me. Thank you. Or you're gonna have to go upstairs, okay? Thank you. Mom life. Hashtag mom life. Um, so yeah, so your body goes into like being attacked mode, and it kind of just revs up everything. So some people might get a little bit of an elevated fever because of that. But I mean, you've got these tools that go in your body and like jiggle everything around and everything. So, you know, and they also pump gas into you, especially if you have it laparoscopically. They pump this gas in you so that there's space to see your organs and move them around and stuff. And so this gas goes into your body and it gets trapped there, and you really feel it right over here and at your diaphragm and your back too. And if you don't walk, then you're not going to get any relief from that gas, and it's just going to make you feel sicker. And plus, what happens is when you go under anesthesia, they put a breathing tube down your trachea and down your throat. Now your esophagus runs alongside of that to your stomach. And what they do is they put a scope down before they do the surgery into your stomach to look around and make sure everything's a-okay. And the breathing tube is down there too, and they're kind of right next to each other. And that causes a lot of irritation. Now, some people wake up with a sore throat. I did not. It didn't feel like anything happened, but the irritation was happening in my chest tubes. That's where it was. So once I found this out the next day, I was like, okay, this is normal. And so anyway, I went to sleep, woke up in the morning having a sore stomach and not feeling so great. My doctor came in, my two doctors, my primary care doctor and then the surgeon. And I told my primary care what was going on. And since he's not a surgeon, he doesn't specialize in this, he looked gravely concerned. He's like, well, they won't let you go unless you can tolerate water. I don't think you're going home today. And I was like, okay. So he left and my surgeon came and I was like, yeah, this is what I'm experiencing, whatever. And he goes, no, I'm going to send you home today. You're fine. You're okay. Just try to drink some water. And I was scared. At this point, I didn't want to drink water. I was petrified of water and anything swallowed that I had to swallow. I was really, really scared. And so I started to attempt to drink this BAI coconut drink, coconut pineapple, which I showed in one of my earlier videos. That is my favorite. And some people have said that drinking something with a fruit flavor in it, like Crystal Light, was more tolerable than just plain water. Because for some reason, some people hate water, first of all, and it's just irritating for some reason. I can't really explain it because I'm not a scientist, but I started sipping on my coconut drink, and can you please? I can hear you. Can you shush?
Shush.
I think you need to go over there because you're making too much noise. So I'm sipping and I was like, hey, I'm actually sipping and it's not killing me like it was yesterday. So the nurse came in and she brought me my epilepsy medicine and she split it up with a pill cutter, and I was able to take each piece with a little sip of water, and I didn't throw up and I was okay. And I just kept walking around the floor, the unit, just trying to walk out that gas. And especially after I drank my pills, I had gas in that area, so I would walk around and then I would like have 1 or 2 burps and then I would feel better. So I was ready to go home, and I couldn't wait to go home because you would rather be uncomfortable in your own bed than you would in a hospital bed, um, surrounded by annoying people and people trying to wake you up every 2 seconds. So, oh yeah, and one thing I highly, highly recommend, bring a sleep mask and earplugs, because you're going to be so irritated and you're going to be so tired and drained from everything coming out of the anesthesia. Thanks, Shannon, for doing that. Don't do it again. Stop. Go over there. Thank you. You're going to be so irritated with everything going on. During the night, they wake you up. And especially if you have another person, a roommate, which I did, she had all these kinds of problems, and they were always coming in there to help her. And then they would come in to take my vitals all through the night, which was like, it seemed like every hour, but I think it was more like every 2 hours or something. And around 5 o'clock, there were even, shift change or whatever, and all of the new nurses and the doctors who were all up at 5 a.m. start coming in and checking on you and stuff. And in between all those times that you got waken up, you need to try to sleep because your body is healing. So bring the eye mask and the earplugs. Most important thing. That saved me because I'm a very light sleeper. And I even wear earplugs and eye shades when I'm home in my own room, in my own bedroom. So packed up all my stuff. I was feeling really good. I went to this little information class, there were actually 6 other people that day. The same day that I got surgery, 6 other people had surgery. I was shocked. And it was all women. And so when we gathered in this meeting room, we got to kind of talk to each other a little. And I found out that all of those women were having the same kind of pains and feelings that I was. And then this practice nurse, who is like a bariatric nurse, came and started talking about how life after surgery in the first week. She just narrowed it to the first week, basically. And she told us everything that we're going to be experiencing as far as, gas still being in your body. We had to have this little breathing machine. You might see in other people's videos that they have these little breathing breathalyzer type things, but it's not electric. It's just plastic, and you have to suck to take deep breaths in, and there's like a level. So it increases your lung capacity as you do it, but it's also really good for your lungs because the anesthesia kind of depresses everything in you. And so in order not to get any complications in your lungs, like pneumonia or something like that, you have to take deep breaths in. And still, now on day 4, I'm still having to do those because I still have gas pain in my shoulders right here. So that's really all that I feel it is, my shoulders right here. So I got to keep breathing. What else? So yeah, I'm actually, my brain thinks that I'm hungry, and I guess I am hungry because I haven't had food for since Sunday last week. I've just had clear liquids. I've had, I've been drinking the coconut water that I like, coconut juice, whatever, juice drink. And my sister brought me some bone broth today that she made. That was super delicious. And the bone broth was going to get me through because this morning I woke up and I felt like a feather on the wind. I felt like a tumbleweed. I couldn't stay awake even though I got a lot of sleep. I was so weak. I felt like a zombie. And I tried to clean up a little bit because my family was coming to visit me. And I almost fainted. I was like, this is horrible. Oh, this is the worst. I need calories. So when my sister brought me the bone broth, it has calories in it. And it was so nutritious that it gave me energy when I drank it. And it's very healing to your gut and everything. So, bone broth. Make chicken soup or something before, so that you'll have that. Or if you have a great sister like I do, she will make it for you. So that's about it. I'm feeling pretty good right now. My incisions don't hurt. I took a shower and, you know, I have this like tape holding them together, which is like, Shannon, please, waterproof, and it doesn't come off, and it'll come off in a couple days, I guess. But you know, I can't really sleep on my side because when I try to sleep on my side, it hurts a little bit. I guess it pulls on my incisions. So I'm sleeping on my back with good supportive pillows, and every day is getting better. So I do, however, feel a little bit depressed because I was so addicted to food, and I still am. I mean, that addiction doesn't go away overnight. That I was really getting down into a dark place with my thoughts. And I have to do things to distract myself because I miss food, and I have this thing in my head that tells me that I really need to have food to enjoy myself at all. You know, like in the morning, I had my routine of waking up and having my latte with chocolate syrup in it, and my croissant sandwich with an egg and cheese. I mean, that was the best part of my day. And I've been waking up just to have water and liquids. It's really sucked. So yeah, I'm a bit depressed right now, but I've been assured by many people, especially the ones on the Facebook support group, that this is temporary and it's going to pass. And I know that, but to hear people say, you know, I went through the same thing, and it's going to pass. So that really helps lift my spirits, I guess. But it's still, you know, you're going to feel depressed, I think, especially if you were addicted to food. And I think a lot of us that get this surgery, we're addicted to food. Food is our life. You know, we were eating for pleasure instead of eating to live. We live to eat instead of eat to live. That's it. So, yeah, that's it. Day 4. I'm going to do another video after I see my doctor, my 1-week post-op checkup, which is on Monday, and today is Saturday, which he will clear me for going on to the stage 3 diet, which is protein shakes, adding protein shakes. And I can't wait for that because I got the Premier protein shakes. They're all in my refrigerator, and each one of them tastes so delicious that I'm looking forward to that. And then I go to another support group meeting at the hospital, post-op, and I also have an appointment with the nutritionist to, I guess, talk more about post-op life. So yeah, that's what's going down this week. So I guess I'll make a video after the support group or whatever, so that I have more information. But if you like this video and if it helped you, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you'll get notifications about when I do more videos. And my little girl Shannon here, my little helper, my co-star. Right? Okay guys, see you next time.
Bye bye.